The global handbag market just crossed $68 billion, and the difference between a bag that looks expensive and one that looks cheap has almost nothing to do with the price tag. It has to do with whether you know what's actually happening in the industry right now. Today, we're counting down 10 bag trends in 2026 that make you look expensive, and every single one of these is pulled straight from what's on the runway and what's actually selling. 1. Slouchy handbags. Let's start with the biggest shapeshift of the year. Structured, rigid-sided bags are losing ground to something softer. Fashion editors are pointing to the reissue of Y2K icons like the Saint Laurent Mombasa as proof that slouchy, curved totes are having a major moment in 2026, with major houses reworking that same relaxed, worn-in silhouette. This isn't nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. It's a real shift away from the stiff, boxy bags that dominated the last few years. A bag that drapes instead of standing at attention signals the leather is soft and genuine, not stiffened with fillers to hold a shape. If your bag still looks the exact same shape, empty as it does full, it's aging you. Now that your bag is relaxing a little, let's talk about what it's actually made of. 2. Woven bags. Texture took over where flat leather used to dominate. Rich textures, suede, mixed materials, and fine-grained leather are dominating 2026 edits, and woven construction is a huge part of that shift. A flat leather bag photographs as one solid block of color. A woven or textured one catches light from a dozen angles at once, and that visual depth is exactly what separates a bag that looks like an accessory from one that looks like it was made by hand. If you're choosing between two bags at the same price point, the textured one will always read as the more expensive purchase. Speaking of details that used to be deal breakers, number 3 flips one of the oldest handbag rules, being open. One-handle bags. Open, minimal closure bags are officially runway approved. The one-handle bag seen across Dior and Loewe's runways isn't about practicality. It's about a more expressive, playful energy that's replaced the pared-back, quiet luxury silhouettes of the last few seasons. No zip, no flap, sometimes barely a closure at all. It's a deliberately impractical choice, and that's the whole point. It says you're not worried about what's inside because the bag itself is the statement. If you're going to try this trend, keep the interior spotless because there's nowhere for clutter to hide. Now this next one swings the pendulum back toward structure, but a very specific kind.
4. Girly top-handle bags. While slouchy bags dominate one half of the runway, the other half is bringing back real structure. The doctor's bag and structured pop-handle silhouette is returning with modern proportions and refined geometry, moving away from years of soft, slumped shapes. There's something about a firm-shaped bag with a confident single handle that reads as old money, coffee-run energy. You physically cannot rush while carrying one. It forces a slower pace and better posture, and that forced slowness is exactly what makes it look expensive. Let's go from structured and ladylike to something with a little more history behind it. 5. Vintage-inspired bags. This one connects back to trend number 1. Archive reissues aren't a small niche move anymore. Major houses from Chanel to Hermès are lending fresh new looks to retro shoulder bag silhouettes originally designed decades ago. A brand new bag deliberately designed to look worn in, aged, or archival tells a story a fresh-off-the-shelf bag can't. It suggests the bag was inherited, or at least chosen with real knowledge of design history, not picked off a trending page. If this list is making you rethink your bag drawer, hit like and subscribe. We're only halfway through. 6. Animal print. Animal print has moved from occasional statement piece to a genuine wardrobe staple this year, showing up across accents, hardware, and full silhouettes on multiple runways. But there's a real line between cheap and expensive animal print, and it comes down to scale and material. Tiny, tightly rendered prints on real or high-quality faux leather read as sophisticated. Large, glossy, cartoonish prints read as costume. Start with an accent, a card case, a strap, before committing to a full bag in animal print. From print, let's talk color, because this trend flips what most people assume about looking expensive. 7. Bright colors.
For years, the expensive color palette meant beige, black, and cream. That's shifting. Emotional color is replacing harsh, minimalist palettes with earthy neutrals and gemstone tones becoming the defining shades of the year. The distinction matters. These aren't loud, primary, highlighter bright colors. They are deep, saturated, jewel-toned shades. A rich emerald, a true cobalt, a deep cherry. If a color makes you think of a gemstone before it makes you think of a crayon box, it belongs on your arm this year. From color, let's get into movement, literally. 8. Fringe. This one might surprise you, but it's one of the most cited trends of the year across fashion coverage. Fringe, boho's signature detail, has moved beyond festival wear entirely. What used to feel casual or costumey now reads as bold and sophisticated. It's showing up on structured totes, on clutches, even on top handbags, which is exactly why it doesn't look cheap anymore. It's being applied to serious silhouettes, not just crossbody festival bags. The trick is contrast. Fringe on a clean, structured shape looks expensive. Fringe on an already busy bag looks costumey. For movement, let's talk about the hardware most people never think twice about.
9. Chains and statement hardware. Chains are one of the defining hardware trends of the year, alongside fringe, sleek clutches, and east-west silhouettes. And the shift is toward hardware with real visual weight. Thicker chain straps, heavier clasps, more sculptural buckles. Cheap hardware is thin and light and it rattles. Expensive hardware has heft, it makes a sound, it catches light differently, and it holds its shape instead of bending under pressure. Before you buy any bag, touch the hardware first. That's often the fastest tell of real quality. And finally, the trend that ties the whole list together, and it's less about the bag's look and more about what's actually happening in the market. 10. Quiet luxury, logoless investment bags. Here's a statistic worth knowing before your next purchase. The Rose Margot has become the it bag of the year, with its resale value claiming 44% year over year, driven by its minimalist, logoless design that defines the quiet luxury trend. And it's not alone. Hermes currently holds roughly 138% average resale value retention, meaning the average bag now resells for more than its original retail price. What that tells you is simple. The bags that look the most expensive right now aren't covered in logos. They're the ones with almost no branding at all, relying entirely on shape, proportion, and material to do the talking. If a bag needs its logo to prove it's expensive, it usually isn't. So there you have it. 10 bag trends in 2026 that are actually backed by what's on the runways and what's moving in resale markets right now, not just what looks good in a thumbnail. So which one of these are you already wearing, and which one is new to you? Drop it in the comments, I genuinely want to know. And if you're ready to build a bag wardrobe that actually holds its value, go check out our next video. See you there!